Hello everyone and welcome to Sports Talk Trio episode 10. I'm Drew, here with Sawyer and Gino. So tonight we're testing out a little new setup. We got a sign, shout out Sawyer's parents. A little blue light sign. I'm gonna try and get a picture with it with a new PF so we can get a new PFT instead of a Getty Images PFT.
Dude, I found that. I don't know why you guys let me look for one. I found the most generic one. You guys didn't even like.
You only has copyright strikes.
I know, yeah. But like none of you guys even say anything. You're just like, oh, that's a good photo. Like, it does the job.
No, we're not graphic designers. We don't know how to do it better.
Getting right into it, we'll do an NFL divisional recap. The Texans versus Ravens. Game everyone thought would be a little close. Ravens pulled it out 34-10. They kind of pulled away in the second half. Texans really struggled against the Ravens defense. Seems like Mike McDonald, the Ravens DC, has something against like CJ Stroud. He knows how to stop him because he did it at Michigan, did it in the NFL 2 times. So, you know, Texans looking good. Definitely a young team. Getting Tank Dell back next year. So watch out for CJ Stroud and those guys.
Yeah, I was really hoping this was going to be the new rookie QB makes a big run narrative. Partly out of hate for the Ravens, partly because I like Stroud, but they just didn't have the talent to keep up in this one. There's not a lot to say about it.
Yeah, he didn't do anything. Their only touchdown was the punt return.
Yeah.
He wasn't able to move the ball down the field efficiently. It wasn't pretty from Stroud. I think the environment was a lot for him to take in, and I don't know, sometimes you're not ready for the big moments, especially on the road. Against the Ravens team, and like a lot, people kind of thought there'd be some rust with the basically 3 weeks without a game, but Lamar looked a little rusty in the first quarter, but after that, it was smooth sailing, as it's been basically all year for them.
And then a pretty good game on Saturday night this past week, the Packers versus 49ers. Packers fell just short, being the youngest team in football. How the 49ers look going into the playoff game versus the Lions, I think they look fine. That Packers defense is playing well. They're hot. I think the Lions defense is going to get a little bit shredded by that 49ers high-powered offense, but I do think the 49ers are going to be okay in this NFC Championship game, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this was the standard Niners versus Packers playoff game. Went like it always does, but I think the thing to really watch is the Debo injury. I don't remember exactly what the numbers were, but the Niners' record without Debo is pretty rough compared to what they have with Debo. So I think if they go into that Lions matchup without him, could get a little sketchy for them.
Yeah, especially exactly what you were saying. I was actually going to touch on. I don't know what it is about Debo, but like there's some where like without him, they're just the offense is not in sync. Purdy looks a little shaken up without him. I actually thought the Packers were going to pull this one out. Had that great third quarter where they scored 15 points and then just absolutely got shut out in the fourth quarter. Obviously, Aaron Jones was running the ball really well. I thought they kind of panicked in the fourth quarter and went away from him. And down the stretch, Jordan Love missed some easy throws that he should have had for sure.
Rough game from Packers kicker Andrews Carlson a little bit, but Packers future looking good. Youngest team in football. Got a lot of young receivers. Jordan Love. They just fired Joe Barry. They're going to get a new DC, so that's good for them.
That Matt LaFleur quote was crazy. I don't know how you have a kicker on your roster that you just legitimately think has no chance of making a kick.
Yeah. I don't know how you say that. I'm like, there are enough decent kickers on the market that aren't on a team that can make those kicks that you can at least be confident in. I don't know. That was frustrating to hear.
Then we have Bucs versus Lions on Sunday morning. The Lions just pulled this one out. Bucs made it close in the end. They could have gone on a game-winning drive, but Baker pulled a little pick on a game-winning drive. Lions to the NFC Championship, first time in 31 years. Bucs have a lot of free agents this offseason, one being Baker, Mike Evans, you got Devin White, Levante David, a ton of guys on that team. What do you think they should do? Should they just totally trash it or try and re-sign all these guys?
I think they should tear it up, kind of just rebuild. I don't think it's good enough to keep around. To be honest, at the end of the day, this team was 9-8. To be honest, they kind of got lucky with an Eagles team which was on the downfall as it is, had no momentum going into the playoffs, won that game. But if you look at this roster, it's not a roster that's going to be competing for a Super Bowl. And with the amount of money some of those guys are going to be wanting / deserve, I think it's best they kind of just tear it up and start new.
Yeah, I think the fact that the Bucks ended up making the playoffs was actually kind of a curse in disguise for them, because they ended up in a position where it kind of feels like they have to pay Baker. But I saw the other day he's supposed to command like 40 mil, maybe 45 mil in free agency, which is insane to me. As a guy who loves Baker, that's just way too much, given kind of the inconsistencies in his career. And I think it's a similar situation to like, these guys aren't all on the same level, like a Kirk Cousins or a Daniel Jones type contract, where realistically you're probably not going to win a Super Bowl with this guy, but you kind of have to pay him, otherwise you feel like, oh, what if I look back and this guy goes crazy for another team? But in the back of your mind, you're like, this contract sucks.
I know, but Baker's Baker. Baker's not a guy where like Baker is so streaky.
Exactly, but
like it's just on weeks where he could be hot as can be or cold as can be. It's not like, I feel like when you get Kirk, you kind of know what you're getting. Consistent guy, has his ups and downs, but majorly he's a good quarterback. Baker, he could be playing like a bottom 5 QB one week and the next week have the game of his career top 5 performance. I think if you're a team who wants to start a young franchise, kind of clear the old heads out, get young guys in, I think you want a younger quarterback that you can kind of thresh into your own system. And Baker, I feel like Baker, you got to do it how he plays the game.
Kyle Trask.
They better not start Kyle Trask. Yeah, that's the other thing. They screwed themselves, because now if they don't re-sign Baker, they need a QB, and they're not picking very high in the draft.
Yeah. And then, obviously with that, we have Lions. We'll see what the Lions do in that game. Chiefs-Bills. Chiefs take this one, again, sort of owning the Bills. Chiefs obviously insanely good in the playoffs. I think it's 6 years in a row they made it to the AFC Championship. The AFC Championship streak that they have. And looking at the Bills' future, obviously they'll still have Josh Allen, James Cook, but they could be losing a guy like Stephon Diggs, maybe even Gabe Davis, that could make their wide receiver one, Khalil Shakur. Which he's not.
He's balling.
Yeah, he's not bad, but he's no wide receiver one. Yeah, they might be losing Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde as well. So
I don't know. I feel like with them, like, I don't know where you cut the straw. Like with this team, it's just like falling short over and over again. Like, not even, it doesn't cut it, but it's just like, what are you even playing for at this point? Like, how much better can that team get? We all know how their offseason is going to be. There's going to be Diggs drama. Diggs is going to be starting some up that his contract's not good enough, or he wants more, or he wants to play with this guy, or he's unhappy. I don't know. For them, I feel like they're in a really tricky spot because they have still yet to get over this hump, and it's been 3-4 years that, like, I could even see a coaching change. You need something. I don't know what it could be, but you got to get over the hump because you're running out of time with Allen. He's only going to be in his prime for so long, especially how he plays the game. He's only going to be healthy and at his peak for so long.
Yeah, to me, I think I see it as kind of 2 Super Bowl windows for the Bills. I think the first one is closing. Maybe did close this year. Because I think Diggs is almost definitely gone. I think there's just too much drama there for him to stay around. They'll probably draft a guy, is my guess. I think they'd probably go receiver in the draft. But then that's going to kind of create some rough offense the next year or two while they figure things out there. So I think this Super Bowl window is closed. Obviously, when you have a guy like Allen, it's not going to be closed forever. But they're going to have a couple of years where they're not very good. And I do think that's probably going to lead to McDermott going elsewhere. I don't think he'll be fired this year. I think they probably would have done that by now. But I think maybe rough year next year and he's gone.
yeah, I could totally see that happening. And I don't know about the 2 Super Bowl windows thing. It's just they're definitely going to be losing a lot of guys. I don't know you don't know how happy Josh Allen is. He's a pretty quiet guy, so you never know. But at the same time, it just seems like he could maybe fall unhappy there at some point.
I think this was their best shot at least getting by the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And they smoked it really bad. If I was a Bills fan, I'd actually want a coaching change. Just like there's no excuse. You know how the Chiefs are gonna play. You should be able to win, especially game at home. I don't know. I feel like Bills, like it's kind of like a Cowboys situation. Like at the end of the day, now I kind of just see them as like they're always going to be a great regular season team. They might win a game, but like this team ain't going to break the hump. They're not going to get over it.
Now we're going to move on to some AFC Championship predictions. The first game on Sunday, both games going to be on Sunday, is the Chiefs versus Ravens in Baltimore. And for me, I know the whole Super Bowl logo thing, will it come to fruition? No, I don't think it will. I actually think the Chiefs are going to pull this one out. They just look insanely hot right now. I think this game's going to be insanely close. Could be one of the best games we've seen in a long time. But I just think the Chiefs you can't go against playoff Mahomes.
I can go against them. I don't care if I went against them last week and it ain't work. And did I go against them the week before? Let me see. No, I didn't go against them the week before. I wasn't like sore. Thought the Dolphins really had
I didn't
a
go
realistic
against them
shot.
last week though.
Yeah, but you learned your lesson.
You didn't.
This is where the lesson goes south, alright? Ravens, this is their year. Like, Super Bowl lock. I have nothing else to say. It's their year, and I just know it. They're healthy. They're playing well. I don't see the Chiefs' defense being able to stop Lamar on the run. And I think that's going to be the difference in this one. Lamar's going to break out the legs this game, and it's going to open up in the passing game. And I think he's just going to make one big run that's going to seal the deal.
I think this is actually going to be really low scoring.
I can see it.
You look at the quarterbacks and you're like, oh, whoever has the ball last is probably going to win. But both these defenses are actually pretty crazy. I think obviously the Ravens is pretty well documented, but the Chiefs I feel like don't get enough credit for their defense. Kind of carrying the team at times this season. But like Drew said, I think the Chiefs are just hot right now. Just got hot at the right time, and then just out of hatred, I have to pick the Chiefs. I know Drew would rather see the Ravens win for some reason, but
I don't want to see the
not
Ravens
there.
win, but
I'm
just trying to make sure you don't pass me in the picks.
I don't want either team to win. It's not possible. It's not.
No, you got it somehow locked up. I had
I'm
really.
121.
Yeah, no, I mean him.
Oh. Okay. Well,
No, I don't even know if these numbers are exact. To be honest,
I think
we
yeah.
did the math.
we not me.
Seems
bro.
sort of
Alright, I had a really rough week this week, bro. Like, this is really rough,
We'll
bro.
move on to the NFC Championship. Lions at 49ers. I'm going to take the 49ers. This is going to be an absolute onslaught. Lions defense has some of the worst passing defense I've ever seen in my entire life. 49ers are going to absolutely torch them on the back end. I think Lions offense gets pretty slowed down too.
I think I'm taking the Lions in this one. I was really worried about their pass defense against the Rams, but they kind of. I feel like they proved me wrong on
They
that.
held up enough.
And
Sometimes you don't gotta fully hold up. You just gotta be able to hold up enough.
yeah, and I think the key is like the Rams. They have better deep shot potential than the Niners, at least in my opinion. Partly because Stafford's got a better arm than Purdy, and partly because I just think Kupp and Puka can get downfield a little better. So I think like if they get burnt a little bit in the short passing game by the Niners, it is what it is. That's not going to lose them a game. So if they could get by the Rams and get by the Niners, and you gotta trust the Cousins first.
Yeah.
It happens every year.
I got kind of like the gut feeling like Detroit's gonna win this one. Like I know it's on the road in Santa Clara. I'm a big fan of their linebackers. I like Anzalone a lot. He's probably one of the best linebackers in the league playing right now. And I think this is like not like a breaking out party because he's already played super well, but I just see Jahmyr Gibbs having a really good game against a tough run defense, but I see him kind of showing how strong of a runner he is, and in my mind, he's pretty fresh. He didn't have a crazy workload this year. They're splitting time with Montgomery. I think they're kind of like durability that they still got is going to be a key in this one. I think we're going to see it.
Yeah, this could be the time to kind of unleash him.
Yeah.
Leave Montgomery as more of just like the goal line back. And
Yeah.
really run Gibbs out there.
Yeah.
Figure he's got a whole offseason to rest anyway.
Sure. We're now going to move on to recapping college basketball. A little bit of we're going to go over Butler as always at first. On Saturday at home, we took care of business against DePaul. We caused them to fire their coach, which I don't know. We can say it's a little bit of a win. We honestly still, we didn't look that good in the game. Like, we were alright. There's just stretches where I didn't think we looked good. But against Georgetown, I rewatched the game this morning. Our offense was flowing. Like, it was good look after good look. Sometimes I do think we got to keep going to Pierre. I think sometimes we stop for no reason. And you just got to keep letting him work. And he's finally going downhill, getting to the hoop, and you see, he dribbles and he gets to the, near the paint. The dude's bouncing off him because how big he is going downhill, and it's an easy touch, little floater for him, which he's really perfected off 2 feet. I think the team's kind of just coming together of late. Big stretch of games coming up now. From here on out, it's going to be a dog battle. It's going to be a fight in and out every day. So just got to be on the right side of a few tough wins and hopefully pull some things together.
Yeah, this is the start of that stretch where I think it's 8 straight.
All of February.
Either quad 1 or quad 2 games. So it's going to be tough because you're going to, if we lose one, we're going to be it's not that bad of a loss, it's fine.
When you lose 2 in a row, it's
when you have 5 quad 1 games in a row, if you lose all of them, you're screwed.
Exactly.
So, we're gonna have
to make it or break in time.
Yeah,
for
we're
sure.
gonna have a great strength of schedule.
Yeah.
I don't know about our wins though.
You're just gonna be happy that we're playing some consistent ball right now, and that's what we kind of need going into these games. There's not really anyone that kind of worries me. I think Klingon back at UConn, it's kind of scary, but I think at the Big East, their cards go out well. I think they can still get 17s in to the dance.
I think 7 might be a stretch.
Do you know what's really killing it right now? What's really holding all this up?
Providence.
I was kind of going off grid. I was saying the fact that the Mountain West is going to possibly be a 16-bit.
That's true.
A 16-bit.
I do have it as a 16-bit.
It's at least 5.
Yeah.
It's possible. It's really, really strong being a 16-bit, which you're used to 1, maybe 2 at best, getting in from that conference. So they're really taking bids away from the Power 5 conferences.
I like it though.
Yeah, no, I love something different. I just wish the ACC would get some damn respect.
We're gonna get 3 teams.
I know, dude. It's serious. I was talking to Jade about it earlier. It's Duke, North Carolina, and Clemson's holding on by the wire.
Clemson will get in. But
yeah.
Everyone else is struggling.
Virginia, Wake, NC State,
Miami.
Miami. I was liking how Syracuse was playing, and then they just lose by 15 at home to Florida State. Florida State, so they're 5-3, but their 3 conference losses have been terrible. They haven't played anyone good.
Hey, we know Duke, UNC, and Clemson will all get to the Elite 8.
Oh, no, it's the truth. No, it's the truth. We got the best. We might not have the quantity, but we got a good little quality of teams in there.
So we'll move on to the Creighton takes down Seton Hall in Triple OT at the good old Prudential Center in Jersey.
Was it in Jersey?
I think that's where they play.
They play where the Devils play. Yeah.
We were looking up the Prudential Center the other day.
I didn't know it was on the road. Yeah, the game was crazy.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of it. It seemed like Seton Hall should have won the game, but Creighton looks good.
Dude, Shireman played every minute of that game. Every minute of a triple overtime game. 55 minutes. Played every minute of that game.
That's insane.
They barely sub it as it. They're mainly a 6-man team. But Creighton, don't look at it too serious. But this team's kind of been on a roll of late. They're squeaking out these tough wins, close games. I don't really like their team that well. I really don't think they're that good. But I feel like this is an experienced team that knows how to play within each other. and they just kind of know how to get the job done, and it's doing what it needs to do for them. So, do you have any take on it? Or?
I mean, personally, my biggest takeaway was just I feel like Seton Hall is just so surprising. Like, even though they lost, I feel like this proves that
they're for real.
They're firmly in that like upper
you know what I'm saying?
upper
like,
echelon of Big East teams. Like, starting the season, it was supposed to be Creighton, UConn, Marquette with probably like Villanova, and I think Seton Hall has taken that fourth spot.
Oh no, for sure. Like everyone kind of like you can kind of see as like a possible fluke at the start, but like they've been consistent night in after night out, winning games against top dog opponents. They're gonna be at Marquette this weekend. And honestly, kind of like an easier stretch for them going forward till playing some of the big dogs in like UConn and Villanova again. But this team's playing well. I think they got every right to be in the tournament.
Oh, for sure.
Like, as long as they don't shit the bed in the second half of conference play, I think they're guaranteed locked with the way they've been playing. This team's tough, dude. I don't think I'd want to play this team first round, especially with the way they play defense and the way they can get hot. And, you're playing for Shaquem Holloway. These guys, they just want to win. It's just kind of like the difference factor, especially in that Butler game. Seton Hall just wanted it more. That's what I saw from it.
Yeah.
Kind of going back to Butler though, huge, great part for Butler is the fact that Texas Tech is number 1 in the Big 12 right now, and Boise State's number 2 in the Mountain West, right behind Utah State, and only a 1-loss team, and they've taken down. Boise State has taken down Colorado State, Nevada, and San Diego State.
Returning teams.
Exactly. Their only loss is UNLV, which blows, but they beat 3 out of the 5 good teams still, and they're at Utah State this weekend, or home against them, and then at New Mexico. So, like, resume is getting great for the Bulldogs.
Yeah,
I just find it so crazy because Texas Tech is literally like, they're not deep whatsoever.
I don't think they're that good.
No, they aren't, but they play 6-7 guys, and like these guys just got to score. And they do though. They're efficient scorers. Very, very efficient, consistent scorers. Pop Isaacs is just a dog. Had 32. Oh, what are you laughing at?
We won't go there.
It's just, alright, we gotta stay away with some certain protocols.
But no, I think like the fact they've been so good.
Full on that class.
What?
The class is full.
Damn.
Okay. Big news
Why
in
are you
an
so
email.
excited?
Because this is bad. Now I have to join PCA.
Join mine, bro.
Which one are you in?
Music in action.
Are you in with him?
No.
Tuesday,
I'm in a
Are
different
you in
session.
like the long class?
I'm in 11 through 12:15.
On what day?
Tuesday, Thursday.
I think yours is full. Yeah, I ain't
Oh,
seen
it
it
is?
pop out, yeah. But back to it.
Yeah,
Texas Tech is like, I don't know.
I think they're gonna get upset first round in March.
Yeah.
They just feel like they don't have enough depth. They're not reliable enough to be.
Dude, one injury and they're done.
Yeah.
That's how it is at the end.
I think their bigs are gonna do them in. I know when they played Butler, their bigs were kind of trash.
Yeah.
I think Butler doesn't even have good bigs, so if they look bad against
well, they
us,
haven't played Hunter Dickinson and Kansas yet.
They're,
Like against here's the thing, a lot of Big 12 teams, like a lot of them go without having like an effective post player big. A lot of these teams are running gun, shoot the ball inside the first 15 seconds of the shot clock, and Texas Tech can hang with that, and they can play with that, and I think that's kind of why they've been really successful so far.
yeah, I think it's just kind of a styles make fights type thing. Like they see someone different in March, they might be screwed.
Speaking of the Big 12, so far, recently they were finally able to get a win on the road, but Houston's kind of been rough to start on the road so far. They did pick up a win at BYU, but they lost at Iowa State and at TCU. Iowa State, though, huge, tough environment. That's an understandable loss, in my opinion. But to be honest, they're going to have to start winning some games away from home if they're going to kind of want to make a run in the tournament. I'm still not really high on this team, to be honest. I think they're a solid squad, but I just don't think they're the team that like everyone kind of saying they are. So I'm still kind of questionable about them.
I actually like this team more than most Houston teams, mostly because I think they're going to get that experience that they haven't been able to get otherwise in the past years. Even if their like overall record is worse than it usually is going into March, like, I think they'll probably be like a solid 2 seed. They'll take a couple more bad losses, maybe. I mean, I'm sure they'll probably lose at Kansas.
They're going to lose at homes. They're going to lose against Cincinnati.
That's a little weird, but
Watch it happen.
like, they have at Kansas, at Baylor, at Oklahoma, all left. So those are all tough games. Actually, they have home against Kansas too. But I think the fact that they're going to get the exposure to all these great teams back to back to back to back during the regular season is going to help them so much in March compared to when they were in the AAC and they were just kind of cruising until March, and then all of a sudden they run into some big threats. They're like, oh, you don't know how to play these guys. So I think solid 2 seed, they're going to make a run.
I can see it. I definitely understand what you mean. Like, they're not playing it. They're playing good quality teams night in and night out. Like, they're going to be used to the competition they're going to be seeing in March.
After that, we're going to look into the best mid-major. So who we think the best mid-range major is so far. For me, I'm going to be a little biased and say the Dayton Flyers. What?
That's going to be mine.
You can do the same one, bro. I think they're undefeated in A10 play.
Yeah,
I've heard the A10's pretty ass. Yeah, I mean A10 has.
they've been squeaking by with some wins.
They got Richmond, Loyola, Chicago, VCU, George Washington. George Washington, that's bad.
George Washington is rough.
That is bad. Sorry, Brad Smanchik, if you're watching. They got Duquesne. Duquesne's actually not bad.
They're 0-7 in the conference.
Hey, really?
They're 1-5. Kind of disappointing from St. Joe's after like really good like non-conference, like beating some like quality teams. They're like started off 3-3. Like a lot of people thought they could maybe get a second bid for the A10.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Dayton. I'm pretty sure they're on fire. They're on that revenge tour. We all know they would have won in 2020 if they had the tournament.
You want me to go?
I was waiting for you. You said you wanted Dayton too.
Well, now I'm a switch. Like, why would I keep that pick, bro?
Okay.
I was hoping you would go.
Alright, well, I mean, I like Dayton too, so I was in the same boat, but I'll give a little shout out to Grand Canyon.
The Antelopes.
Yeah, they've been, first of all, insane environment every time. Like, year in, year out, their crowd's amazing. I'm having hand count their record here, so I'm being a little slow, but I think looks like they lost at South Carolina. And
South Carolina's pretty good.
Yeah, South Carolina's a good team. They lost at South Carolina, and then they did just lose at Seattle.
What?
That is tough. Seattle is 11-8.
Are they
pretty bad?
Same conference as Gonzaga? The Big West?
No, Gonzaga is the WCC. Or no, yeah.
Bro.
Anyway, Grand Canyon's like 17-3 or something. 17-2. Not a ton of great wins when you look back at their schedule. They haven't been tested all that much. Obviously, they had that South Carolina game, which they lost. They do have a home win against San Diego State, which is holding up well. San Francisco is not a bad win on the road. So I don't know how this team is going to hold up in March, because they don't have a ton of experience with good opponents, if we're being honest. Like, even the rest of their schedule is pretty bad. But right now, I think they have to be like maybe 8 seed consideration for March.
That's a little high. I'd say more like the 10 line.
You got Northern Iowa, bro?
I'm really big on. I personally love Ivy League teams.
I do love
I think they just go far. And Princeton's just. They're good, dude. They're really, really good, dude.
They're smart.
That's what they do say, dude. They haven't. The thing is kind of disappointing. They haven't really played anyone too good at a conference. Like, yeah, they have a win at Rutgers. They lost at St. Joe's. A few other decent quality wins, but nothing really to smile about. But I just think the way this team, I've seen them play a few times, watched them. I love the way their offense flows, and I think they're just the most dangerous team come March time.
One other shout out for McNeese State. This is a team. I think this is the kind of team that's going to be dangerous in March. 'Cause they got Will Wade. They got Will Wade at the helm. Should be a Power 5 coach if it wasn't for some recruiting stuff that happened.
At LSU, right?
Yeah. I believe it was recruiting stuff. Hopefully that was the extent of it because it could get worse.
Dude, did you see Alabama came back?
Yeah, they did.
That was crazy.
So I think McNeese State, very, very well coached. They're looking good this season. Again, similar to Grand Canyon, obviously haven't been tested that much considering their conference, but I think they could be dangerous. So shout out to them. Having a good season, they'll probably make the tournament. Could be a little scary for someone.
Now we're gonna move into some college basketball predictions. First one being this Saturday, Villanova at Butler. Gonna be like a checkered game, where each section is checkered, either blue or white, navy blue or white.
The Butler game this weekend?
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave you to throw out the checkered flag.
I think it's cool.
It's cool if it works.
Yeah, I don't think it'll work, but it is cool. We gotta get it.
It's like copying Tennessee.
Yeah, it's not gonna look anything like Neyland either, by the way. Neyland is different. But I'm gonna take Butler. I don't think Villanova has that many weapons. Sorry, Grandpa, after this.
I'll take Butler as well. Villanova is just so tough to predict. I think they might be my least favorite team in the country to try and predict their games because they just could. You don't know what team you're going to get from them. But Butler really needed those back-to-back games against DePaul and Georgetown. I think those are big to get us back on track. So I'm gonna believe in us at home.
To be honest, like Villanova don't really got like a good win yet, like on the road. Not even on the road in the East, in the Big East in general. They just lost to St. John's by 20, and before that, they lost to UConn and Marquette. And they haven't really been playing good. See Providence beat Seton Hall.
They did.
Yeah, today. That's huge. That's
Villanova.
That's worse for us. That's worse for the Big East as a conference, dude. Come on now.
Villanova did win at Creighton.
Yeah, but that was the start of the year. It's 5 weeks later.
Conference win.
I know what I'm saying. I know what you're saying, but like since then they haven't had really any convincing wins. I don't like a clean sweep with Butler, but I'm gonna take them. So.
Beat UNC.
They did beat UNC and Texas Tech and Memphis.
Texas Tech. Big East owns Texas Tech. That's what I'm hearing. Seton Hall at Marquette. I'm going to take Marquette. It's at home at Pfizer Forum, how you pronounce it. I think Marquette's going to win after Seton Hall beat them earlier this year. So.
It is very tough to beat a team twice. I think this might be a little bit of a trap pick with me picking Seton Hall, but I just don't trust Tyler Pollock anymore. He was supposed to be probably first team All-American this season. He just hasn't lived up to it. So I gotta see more from him. Can't read, bro. I gotta see more from him before I trust Marquette again.
Seton Hall gut pick. No explanation.
We're gonna move on to Clemson at Duke. Just change my pick to Clemson. Go Tigers.
What?
You want to explain?
No.
Duke wins this one. Roach and Mitchell hopefully should be back by then. They're just not going to lose. This ain't going to happen in my opinion.
Mitchell
might be some rust. But.
They both came back last night for Duke. Mitchell and Roach against Louisville. Roach, I didn't get to see this game, but Roach apparently was out for the second half again, so maybe he re-aggravated something, I don't know. But encouraging news is Tyrese Proctor had a career high, which is huge for us because he just not lived up to the hype this season. So if he can keep that up, then we'll be okay with Roach out. Clemson scares me a little bit just because they're so good inside. Ian Shefflin's been really good, and obviously PJ Hall is their star. And kind of my main worry about Duke since the start of the season has been the interior defense, because Filipowski's kind of our only big. I'm hoping Mitchell can take Ian Shefflin and slow him down. I think he should be able to, and then it'll just come down to Filipowski versus Hall. But at home, with Mitchell back, maybe Roach, I think Duke gets it done.
I made my pick, did I?
You did.
I said I like Duke. I don't know if I clarified it or not, but I like Duke in this one.
We're going to look at Kansas at Iowa State in Ames. I'm going to take Iowa State. I just don't like Bill Self, so I'm just gonna take Iowa State purely because of the fact that Bill Self is annoying.
I'm taking Kansas in this one. Road Big 12 is always very tough, but and Iowa State is a great atmosphere, but I think Kansas has a little too much talent here.
I just like how Iowa State plays at home. They play with a little fire under their butts, and it's a little weird to say.
I think I mean a fire in your gut.
And their gut. I say butt. That's how I kind of play, my basketball.
They probably do take a bus to get on stadium.
But them at home is actually undefeated, so as long as they pull this one out tonight, it's kind of really close right now.
It's looking sketchy.
I think it's tied.
They're
up one with 10 minutes to go. But I'm gonna stick with Iowa State in this one. I love Kansas, but actually I love Kansas till Hunter Dickinson went there, so I just don't see that guy win, to be honest with you.
Now we'll move on to Texas Tech at Oklahoma. I'm gonna take Texas Tech. Texas Tech seems hot, and Oklahoma just lost by 15 to an unranked Texas team.
This just feels like nobody's allowed to be hot for this long to me.
Especially in the Big 12.
Yeah, especially in the Big 12. I feel like Texas Tech's time has to come soon. Not really much of a better game for it to happen than on the road against a top 15 team. So, give me Texas Tech.
Yeah, I'm gonna switch minds.
Or not give me Texas Tech, give me Oklahoma.
I'm gonna go Oklahoma, kind of the same reason you just said. Big 12, there's no thing as like being hot for too long. You're eventually gonna get stumbled up by someone.
Hey Gino, did you know me and you had this exact same picks last week?
Yeah, I remember you said at the end of when we
Did I say that?
I think I said
At
it.
the end of when we were recording, you were like, "Did you realize we got the same pick?" So I was like,
Hey, we didn't do
I literally said that must be a bad thing, but
we didn't do
I
bad.
can't believe I didn't take Pitt, bro. Pitt is lit.
That's
We are
embarrassing.
back, bro.
That's
We
embarrassing
are
that you
back,
pick 'em.
bro. We are back, bro.
We're not back.
We are back. We are back. 2 wins in a row. Tournament's coming.
The NIT maybe.
Bob Carrington, dog. Jalen Lowe, freshman of the week. Gave Duke buckets after bucket after bucket. Whole team is back. Diaz Graham, it's just a dog. Y'all could not handle him.
Yes,
Money Henson. Can we just...
That was just
I don't even know why
ridiculous.
there's not a segment for this. 7 for 7. Not one shot was open. Like, the best shot was like a fast break 3 where like he had to stop on the dime and I'm surprised his knees stayed locked and make 3. Step back. Who did he draw? Was that
I don't remember.
it was what's his name?
I think McCain?
It was McCain, dude, at the top of the key.
Yeah.
Left him for the birds to eat, dude, on the floor. Like,
Yeah, what you were saying with the tough shots, that's like why I'm not really mad at it, because at a certain point there's not much you can do about that.
dude, you let that man stand up on the table and disrespect
I mean, he won, he's allowed to.
the university, dude. Like,
Cable
the
was
old,
not happy about that.
no, he was fuming. The old Cameron Crazies, they would have killed him. They would have killed him. Duke's gone soft. Duke's gone
I'll have
soft.
to ask my parents what they think about that.
We'll move on to TCU at Baylor. Take TCU. Baylor loses every time I pick them.
Interesting logic. I'm gonna take Baylor at home. I don't really love TCU.
Really? I love TCU. Were they my Final Four team?
No way.
They were in your
I
final.
swear to God. I gotta roll with the boys. Horn Frog up, baby.
I can't really laugh at that because I had Texas in my Final Four.
Yeah,
but
dude,
I don't
give
love
it-
that.
Throwing me shade.
I still believe
Let's
in
see.
Texas.
I'm checking.
All the way down, bro. I swear to God. TCU. My Final Four is looking fire.
Mine is too. Well, you pick the one. I got MSU.
Marquette ain't making it.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Me and Sawyer.
All these teams got a shot. Tennessee, oh my gosh,
Tennessee's
they
a great
so good, bro.
I was really tempted to pick Tennessee, but I wanted to get creative.
I swear you were hating on Tennessee.
No, I literally.
Oh,
check
my-
the stand. Check my standings.
Go up, bro.
I had Tennessee too.
Look who had. Okay, we do not show Arkansas.
You had our,
We don't have to
I
say
respect that you had Tennessee won, but I wasn't hating on
Bro,
Tennessee.
they're 1-5.
I had them high up.
Bro, they just lost by to Ole Miss by 30. And Ole Miss is a fraud as it is.
Wait, who just lost my third?
Arkansas lost
Oh my
by
God.
25 to Ole Miss. I
That's
don't know
really
what
bad.
bro. Hey, Georgia's kind of good in the SEC. They may
Yeah,
be a sneaky
I like
team.
that.
Last, we're gonna go over to the Mountain West. We've been talking about. We got to show them out with the pick. Utah State at Boise State. This is actually for number 1 in the conference. This will be Boise State. They don't lose in Boise. They don't lose. I think this game's gonna be good though. I can see this going to OT. I think games are gonna be in the 80s, but I like Boise State.
I'll take Utah State.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Utah State.
Yeah, this game I think is a must-watch. Unfortunately, we can't watch it because we're going to be playing Villanova at the same time. But
It's on that.
it's like 4 p.m.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, the Mountain West environments are just insane. Boise State's a great place to play, so I'm taking Boise State. They're too high right now.
Now we're gonna stay with some basketball, move on to NBA. We had this, we were supposed to record it last night. Cavs were on an 8-game win streak.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, they just lost tonight by 10.
We're gonna take that off then.
We won't take it off. We'll talk about their win streak. They actually played on fire. Someone tweeted out like Cavs Evan Mobley and Darius Garland were out, so they went on an 8-game win streak. They look pretty hot. Evan Mobley and Darius Garland are going to be back, so we'll see what happens. But I think the main thing that they should have seen from this win streak is that they probably should re-sign Donovan Mitchell.
Probably.
I think they should.
I mean, yeah, I think they should too. I can't really say much about this win streaks. I'm kind of banned from watching the Cavs. I still haven't watched the Cavs win this season.
Are you for real?
Yeah.
No, we watched the first game, the Mitchell game winner.
No, I didn't watch much of that. I watched like a quarter.
We sat right there and watched.
I only watched like a quarter of it. But the point is, okay, even if I watched the season opener win, I haven't seen a win since then, so I've banned myself from watching them because I'm bad luck. So I'm happy they had a good streak, but I don't know what happened because I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I didn't. To be honest, I don't get into like NBA form until like after the All-Star break, unless like teams I really care about or something big's happening. So I didn't even know this was happening. To be honest, but like I love Donovan Mitchell. From like what I've seen, he's been playing really good of late. So it's probably the reason why they were on an 8-game win streak.
Yeah.
Feel bad we spoiled it though on me.
Okay. We play you guys again on Friday, I think.
Do you?
Oh, why'd you delete that?
Bro.
It's all good. It's all good.
Do the people really want to hear, are the Pistons the worst team of all time?
I was just gonna talk about how bad Monty Williams is.
Bro, he's just, I don't even know. I feel so bad. I need to look up, what's the average attendance for their home games? It's gotta be terrible. Like, it's actually, I wouldn't be surprised if it's like 3,000. Maybe less.
Pistons average home attendance. No, this is 2022-23. This year,
They're not that.
oh my, they're 22nd in the league.
The Pacers are dead last.
17,000.
Are you for real? Dude, we got a really nice arena.
Damn.
That's actually really shocking.
Shout out my Wizards, sitting at 28th place right now.
Let's go. Who's first?
First place is the Dallas Mavericks.
What?
20,000.
How are the Bulls second? They suck.
Chicago's huge though. And then
You'll be able to find
Chicago's best.
How are the Heat 4? They have like no one come to their games even when they're good.
Yeah,
Yeah, whatever.
Dude,
the
those
next
stats
year
are,
only
those
fifth.
stats are tricky.
We're gonna move on.
Shout out Cavs at 8.
Pascal Siakam trade. It's not. It's. Fuck. Pascal Siakam got traded to the Raptors for Bruce Brown, and the Raptors also got 3 first-round picks. That's right. Yeah. Pacers are not doing good. 0-3 since he started playing. They also have a tough-ass schedule the next couple games. They play
Sixers, Suns.
Grizzlies is cake. Celtics, Knicks in New York. Celtics is also in Boston. Kings.
Then it lightens up.
Yeah, then it lightens up a little bit, but that's a tough stretch. But I think trading Bruce Brown's not a great decision. That's one good role player and glue guy who can have in the locker room to get the team hyped up and obviously just on the right track. Pascal Siakam's a good player, but at the same time, I think trading a guy like Bruce Brown wasn't the greatest move.
Yeah, honestly, I think 3 first-round picks on their own would have been a little iffy in my opinion, but Bruce Brown is a championship-winning role player. And he's not the kind of role player that just got dragged along. Like, he's really valuable to a team. I feel kind of bad for him because now he's stuck in Toronto. They're not going anywhere. But I think the Pacers kind of got fleeced on this one. I think Siakam doesn't work that much.
Yeah. Like, you get a little bit more offense and length, but otherwise, like, they're both really good role guys, defensively solid all around. Siakam, like, I just don't know how hard it is to stop a spin move. You know it's coming every time. He has no other move, like, actually. Like, it's a guaranteed spin move.
I wonder if it's just scary because there's elbows coming.
He is lengthy as can be. Like, yeah, I get it. But, like, that's his only move, dude.
I think dudes just don't watch film, and some dudes just don't watch film.
They still get the scouting report.
Yeah,
I mean,
you gotta read it.
Whatever way he go, right or left, he's always coming back the other way with only a spin move. Only a spin move. There is nothing else to the game, dude. I think they did give up way too much. I think this brings a little much too, like, hype to Indiana, like, to the Pacers. Like, now they're seeing it as, like, people here kind of think they're, like, now, like, full-on contenders for a chip, but I just don't see that.
Yeah, I agree. Moving on to a better trade, OG Anunoby was traded to the Knicks for RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickly. Kind of a win-win for both teams. It seems like the Knicks have gotten a little bit better side of this. They were on fire with OG. I still believe they are. One of the best defenders in the league and a guy that can kind of shoot it a little bit. So definitely a good trade for the Knicks. By the way, Jalen Brunson's been going off. I said this since last year. He's got the best mid-range in the league.
Why?
I'm saying it's Brunson. It's actually
Wow.
Brunson's actually insane. You gotta watch bro in person.
I will get myself to MSG as soon as possible. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really have strong feelings on this trade. I think RJ probably needed a new home. I've never been an RJ fan, but he kind of stole what we do. Did pretty much the same thing in the NBA. He's just a little bit of a shot chucker. Reminds me of like a Jalen Green type guy who's gonna put up good numbers, but only if he gets enough shots, and he's just not good enough to deserve that many shots. So I don't really want him from Toronto, but we're stuck with him now. I think it's a good trade for the Knicks. OG's obviously been one of the most valued guys on the trade block for probably 2 years now. So I'm mostly just glad that those discussions are finally over. But good for the Knicks. They get a good 3D guy.
I was kind of just thinking it was a solid trade for both teams. Toronto's kind of in that space where, like, I still don't really know what they're doing with the team. Obviously now after Siakam, they're kind of selling, but, like, there's still a decent roster there. I think they're always going to be a competitive team. They're never going to be a bottom feeder. So I kind of like the trade for them. I kind of like what they're doing now. I feel like they have a sense of direction of where they're going.
I don't really know. We'll run over this trade, not much commentary. Terry Rozier was traded to the Heat. Kyle Lowry was traded to the Hornets. I think Kyle Lowry is going to be something about a contract buyout with the Hornets too. Good trade for the Heat. Rozier can shoot. Probably won't get that many shots as he's on a pretty good Heat team. But we'll see what happens there. This last night, as we're recording this, right? Yeah.
Cat.
Embiid and Cat. Embiid had 70. His team actually won against the Spurs. And then Cat, they're playing the Hornets. He had 62. Bro was just shot chucking.
How much did he have in the first half?
44 in the first half.
It's great.
He scored 22 in the second half. Or however, 18, my bad. So Cat kind of lost his team the game by just shot chucking and doing whatever he could to get as many points as possible.
Getting benched in a 60 piece is insane.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's much more to say than that. I guess the only thing I'd add is I would keep in mind both these guys went crazy against trash teams, but obviously still impressive.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't think I've ever seen like a less impactful. Actually, I don't think I've seen a less impactful 60 since Kobe.
That's crazy.
How is that crazy?
I don't know. It's just always unexpected to hear it.
I mean, Kobe's terrible in that game.
Last NBA segment.
I can actually talk on this one.
Yeah, Adrian Griffin was fired, and they just hired Doc Rivers.
Me being a Bucks fan,
Oh.
I feel like outsiders kind of like lie in the world is the team second in the conference firing their coach. At the end of the day, we all know what it is. It's got to be something with Giannis. the organization is going to do anything they can to keep Giannis happy. Giannis is the reason that they have any, like, the reason they have a championship, the reason they have, like, sales are up, reason for everything. The reason this team's probably still in Milwaukee at the end of the day, to be honest with you. They're going to do whatever he wants. Honestly, I didn't like the hire last summer. It was very reached. It was rushed. It wasn't well thought over. Do I like Doc Rivers as a coach? He alright. He's nothing crazy. I think it's an upgrade. I think he's going to definitely figure some stuff out. But I think it's more like, yeah, we're winning games, but we all know the deal. We need another wing. We don't have it. We're not really a young team, and we need to get some young legs out there. And I feel like that's kind of the reason why. Yeah, we've been decently successful, but we all know there's way more potential on this roster, and we haven't really seen like a complete great game by the team.
Enjoy your going 3-1 lead in the conference finals. Oh.
Dude, I don't even know what we had. We never moved.
Well, the Doc has. He's pretty fucking good at that.
Mention that, bro.
No
reason to be soggy right now, dude.
Last segment of the show, MLB Hall of Fame ballot. That was last night, around 6:30. Had 3 guys making Hall of Fame: Joe Mauer, Todd Helton, and Adrian Beltre.
You got a Geno accent for a second.
I can't pronounce. I can't.
I definitely heard that.
I like saying Mauer. I don't know why.
Mauer.
Joe Mauer. Joe Mauer. I like saying Mauer. You got three of those guys in. Joe Mauer was a little bit of surprise because he only has around 2,100 hits in his career, 150 home runs. He has one of the higher WARs and as well as batting averages throughout his career. That was a little surprise to everyone. Todd Helton and Adrian Beltre were locks, basically. I low-key thought Billy Wagner was a lock. He's got the same career ERA as Mariano Rivera. Mariano Rivera was almost unanimous on his first ballot, but he did not get in this year. I think he has a couple more years left. Gary Sheffield didn't get in. That was his last year on the ballot. He obviously did steroids. Andrew Jones, he could get in. Definitely see him getting in. But other than that, that's about it. Next year's Hall of Fame ballot came out. There's like Ichiro, CC Sabathia. Ichiro's definitely a lock. CC might be a lock. I don't really know. But other than that, there's obviously the conversation about Barry Bonds. That's saved for like another episode, a hot take episode or something. I think he should be in personally, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the most well versed on my baseball history, so like I was kind of shocked to see Gary Sheffield didn't get in. I thought he was like an all-time great. I just found out he's on roids.
He was a roider.
So that makes a little more sense to me. I wasn't too surprised by Mauer, honestly. I kind of thought, I've always thought of him as a Hall of Famer. It might just be because I got that behind-the-back snag at Nats Park kind of ingrained in my head.
That was insane.
That was very cool. Yeah, I guess Gary Sheffield was on roids, so that shouldn't surprise me.
I actually think even though this dude was on roids, A-Rod, I think he should be in the Hall of Fame. 3,000 hits by itself is just an insane, like, a feat to accomplish.
And shout out to Jose Bautista for getting 6 votes.
Yeah.
And Bartolo Colon.
How is James Shields on a Hall of Fame ballot?
Because he got traded for Tatis. That's his claim to fame.
Yeah.
Bartolo should get in just for giving D. Wharton a meatball.
That's a hot take. Bandy Ramirez is on it. Steroids. Marvin Scale. He actually had a chance to get in until he never mind. So he had some allegations about some sexual assault. But
a little quick update. We got a little bit of time.
Don't be Aroldis Chapman.
No. 10
We do not care.
We do not care. I was just like, if anyone saw the episode last week, I talked about a high school team by me. They actually had their hearing today to try and stay in the classification they were in, and they did not get the approval. 4 teams applied. 4 teams went to the state to try and stay in the classification they were in. Crazy to hear this, but Out of the 4 teams, the 3 public school teams did not win their case, and the 1 private school team did.
Not suspicious.
Yeah, not suspicious at all.
That's all we got.
Yeah.
That is all we got. Thank you for watching episode 10. Me and Sawyer talked about this, but once the NFL sort of dies down, we're thinking of doing like a hot take episode. I know you'd probably be cool with that.
Yeah.
We'll find ways to keep it fresh.
I'm trying to get us to do an MLB episode. I might just have to do that by myself.
I'll hop on and go set to carry.
Alright, I'll carry. But other than that,
We'll have some special guests coming in the future.
Yeah, we gotta start getting
We'll have
guests
some
on.
special guests. We'll create. We're gonna get the spice back into it. We're gonna get the spice back into it.
Gino's pretty tired tonight, so
I am wounded.
We're still getting back in the groove.
I've been
after
hitting the
break.
books too hard. Just it ain't it. Man, I'm trying. I'm losing my loudness.
Yeah.
But you can still hear me. Don't worry.
We'll be back next week. Thank you for watching.